Camille Herron. One of the best, if not the best extreme sports runner, is a living legend. She made a name for herself as a reputable road race runner and almost threw it all away. Having set 12 world records, won 21 marathons since 2004, it's quite clear that she has earned the GOAT status. However, on September 2024, she and her coach would be caught removing accolades from other athletes on Wikipedia, all while fluffing her own.
Deep down inside, I'm a competitor. I'm a lion. I want to eat you.
One of her most notable achievement is when she obliterated the 6-day ultramarathon record by 560 miles, which also equates to 960 kilometers. Just picture this. While most of us would struggle to run a few miles without collapsing, Herron turned a grueling 6-day race into her personal playground. With 21 marathon wins under her belt, a blissful career, you might think that she would have been content with all of it. But you are wrong. Completing a marathon is itself a difficult task, but when we cross over to the ultra category, then you understand that it requires utmost endurance. Ultra marathons extend beyond the standard marathon distance of 42 kilometers. The ultra starts at 50 kilometers and reaches up to 100 kilometers or more. This substantial increase in distance places these races under the extreme sports category. Camille Herron's journey into ultra-marathon running began in 2015. In her very first 100K race, she shattered the 26-year-old record that was previously held by the legendary Ann Trayson. This breakthrough performance set the stage for her career in ultra running. She claimed titles in the 50-kilometer, 100-kilometer, and the 24-hour events, making her the only athlete to win all 3 ultra road championships. 2 years later, in 2017, she further extended her record by setting a new 100-mile world record at the Tunnel Hill Race in Illinois. In this race, she ran 4 laps on a 24-mile route, clearing the distance in 12 hours, 42 minutes, and 39 seconds. This performance saw her take a whole hour off Gina Slaby's previous record. 2 years later, she captured the 24-hour World Championship title by covering a whooping 168 miles in 24 hours. For a full day and night, she pushed her body to the extreme. This impressive achievement highlighted her remarkable strength and her ability to maintain a steady pace throughout an entire day of running. By April 2022, at 41 years of age, Camille had set 11 long-distance world records in road races. She had reportedly become the youngest woman to run 100,000 miles. To put 100,000 miles into perspective, consider that the US spans approximately 2,800 miles from East Coast to West Coast. In other words, that's equivalent to running from New York to LA for a total of 35 times. This just shows how good of an athlete she was in long distances. She continued dominating, and in 2023, in the women's 48-hour marathon held in Australia, she broke Joe Zakrzewski's record of 255 miles. Herron's performance not only extended the women's record by nearly 15 miles, but also surpassed the men's North America record of 262 miles, set by Olivier Leblond in 2017. This remarkable achievement marked the first time a female athlete had eclipsed an overall American men's record at road races. Fast forward to 2024, and Camille would compete at the Lululemon's Marathon held in California for a 6-day race. It is key to mention that she was also Lululemon's brand ambassador at the time. She put on an unprecedented performance from the go and began to check off records at the 48-hour mark, and continued to rack them up until the last hours of the race, with her final tally including a jaw-dropping 12 world records. Herron ran over 900 kilometers, breaking the previous 6-day women's world record of 883 kilometers, set by Sandra Barwick in 1990. The race was part of Lululemon's Further initiative. It was meant to showcase just how far women can go, with access to resources and innovations reserved for men. In other words, it was somehow similar to what Ineos did in 2019 with Eliud Kipchoge's sub-2-hour marathon. However, in this case, the 9 female athletes who competed were offered apparels, core temperature pills, and had their energy intake monitored. Lululemon played a huge part in her success during that 6-day race, but most of her other achievements were significantly influenced by her husband, Connor Holt, who's also her coach. Her coach's efforts propelled her from a collegiate athlete with a 19-minute 5K time to a world record holder in ultra running. However, as her accolades mounted, so did the controversy. In late 2024, a few months after her record-breaking 6-day marathon, a scandal erupted when her husband and coach, Connor Holt, was found to have tampered with athletes' Wikipedia pages. It all came to light when Marley Dickinson, a journalist for the Canadian running magazine, picked up on suspicious edits. He had embarked on a week-long investigation through Wikipedia's edit history, revealing that an alias account named Temperin73 had been created on February 8th. The alias had made hundreds of tweaks to multiple pages. The editing pattern included self-promotional language inserted into Herron's biography and the removal of key accomplishments from competitors such as Kilian Jornet, who's a Spanish trail running legend, Courtney Dawalter, who's widely compared to Camille, had phrases like widely regarded as one of the best trail runners deleted from her profile. Des Linden's profile containing her performance in the Boston Marathon was also deleted, and some 8 more athletes. A total of 11 Wikipedia pages were edited, removing accolades while diminishing their accomplishments. Since 2017, Herron and Holt supposedly made more than 300 edits to those Wikipedia pages, under the aliases Temperin73 and Runbawi, with the latter being created after Temperin73 was banned. So, what would have possessed such a legendary athlete into making such selfish acts? As she purged accolades, she added to her own using self-glorifying words, making her profile look better than the rest. Maybe she thought she was invincible. However, her husband took responsibility of these actions, claiming that he edited the Wikipedia pages. The ultra community did not let this slide. They went on chat forums to ridicule his actions, but they couldn't shake the feeling that he was just covering for her. From losing her sponsorship to staining her reputation, Camille found herself at the center of intense scrutiny. The online backlash was relentless. Connor eventually spoke out, claiming that Camille had been unfairly bullied online. He explained that his actions were merely an attempt to protect her, considering that his wife had faced some mental health challenges throughout her career. Holt urged critics not to blame Camille, but to hold him accountable instead. These events left an odor taste compared to the previous months, where she'd broken multiple records. In spite of all that, she's set to compete later this year, on June, so it'll be interesting to see how things unfold, especially after losing such a big sponsor. Guess we'll have to wait and see how things shape up moving forward.